Hello and welcome to the Marathon 3 webinar. My name is Jānis Vinkelis and I'm the product manager at SAF Tehnika. We are broadcasting live from our headquarters in Riga, Latvia, and I'm joined by my colleague Martin Zelde, Business Development Director at SAF, who is connected directly from the Denver, Colorado. Hello, Martin.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. I hope to make this worthwhile your time and tell a lot about SAF Narrowband and other microwave systems.
But before we start, I just want to remind you to submit your questions during the webinar on YouTube, Facebook, and as well on LinkedIn streams. And let's start the webinar. Martin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jānis. Yeah, let's do the slides. So my name is Martin Zelde for business development. I'm based out of Denver, Colorado here. So this is our office in Americas. And in Riga, we have our team with Jānis Vinkelis. So today's topic is a Marathon 3 with a target for industrial applications. For the agenda, so we'll talk briefly about SAF, company and product portfolio, a couple of slides there. And then we'll dive into the details of our next generation Marathon 3 already. We'll discuss some product highlights, specifications, and some typical configurations and applications. So SAF's been around for 25 years. SAF is a publicly traded company. So we are developing, designing, manufacturing, and distributing various microwave equipment. SAF has products in many countries deployed worldwide, in 130 countries. And our revenues are currently around 33 million a year, which is about 40 million in US dollars. We're a very fast growing company. We are now at 250, I think it's actually even 270 people, zero debt, profitable and very stable company. So I myself been here with company for about 16 years, and there are certainly many more colleagues that stay more than this. So it's a very stable company. So for our global footprint, so this is a little map of the 130 countries where we have our equipment deployed. SAF has office in Denver, Colorado. So this is serving Americas, and here we have our logistics, warehouse, technical support team, and sales team. We do have also office in South Asia, which we just opened in Singapore, and we do have offices also in Australia and Bogota, Colombia. In the US, we have many happy customers, also in the utilities vertical. So companies like GVA, Compass Minerals, Williams, some rural electric, Alameda County Water Districts, and many more. Also for public safety customers that use SAF radios, there are many sheriff departments, fire departments, and other emergency services that need mission critical communications. So that's kind of an introduction about SAF. So in general, we have a very broad product portfolio. I think we are one of the few microwave companies that offer all possible frequency bands in various different architectures. So here in the slide, you can see on the top one, you can see our product list across different frequency bands and the capacities it offers. So all the Integra radios, those are all outdoor. It's kind of all in one unit. So you have an IP cable going up to the radio and connecting to the antenna for a microwave transmission. The Phoenix systems, so those are split mount or all indoor architectures. So it's a modular system, so there are all kinds of different legacy interfaces available, like STM1s, T1s, E1s, and other. Um, and then, of course, we have today's highlight topic is the Marathon series product. So currently the Marathon 3 is the next generation product at 900 megahertz. We do have also a Marathon 2 at 1.4 gigahertz, at 300 megahertz, 400 megahertz. And yeah, so overall, this is a very broad product portfolio with various configurations, and I think we cover all the possible frequency bands for licensed point-to-point microwave links worldwide. Um, so Marathon is kind of the name derives for long distance running, so that is one of the ideas. um, that we build this for industrial applications that need reliable communications for the long term. It's a very secure system. It provides all kinds of encryption for data encryption, payload encryption, management access encryption, and user authentication. It's it is ideal for long distance for multiple reasons. So one is that it's a 900 megahertz band, so that's the band we're starting for the Marathon 3. It's um, it's also a very high power radio, and it has a really advanced RF performance for the ACM switching and high modulations. It's a very modern, up-to-date system. So there are other equipments that have maybe 100 megabit Ethernet available. So we have a built-in 1 gigabit switch there. Um, and it's very reliable. So we have various configurations that we'll cover further in further slides. Um, yeah, so what's the main difference from other microwave systems? It is that yeah, we can install this over more than 100 kilometers, and we do have some links that go 150 kilometers, so that's 100 miles. Um, and there are advanced Ethernet functionality available, like quality of service, VLANs, which is not that common in the narrowband systems. So this is something to for the utility companies to utilize for when installing the narrowband equipment. Some other features are data protection. So nowadays the security is of a high need and high attention. So certainly we do ensure that the access to the equipment is secured. And also, of course, we use industrial components so that the equipment supports wide temperature ranges. It is deployable in extreme environments, and we can back it up with an exceptional warranty, like 5-year warranty, and technical support team. So some detailed specifications. So the system supports various configurations. It can be redundant or non-redundant, and there are various interfaces available um, for IP and management access. I will go into the details of the interfaces. So typically the 900 megahertz is for narrowband, and some of the bandwidth is available are just 100 kilohertz or 200 kilohertz. So at 200 kilohertz, you can transport 1.2 megabits only, but that gives you over long distance. In the US, that's an FCC Part 101 a licensed band. Same in Canada, it's a licensed band, licensed 932 megahertz to 944 megahertz. Another unique feature is high modulation scheme support. So it's a very spectral efficient radio, so it can go up to 256 QAM. And it's adjustable, so it can do also short distances. You can decrease the power to 23 decibels, or you can go all the way up to 33 decibels. Um, and Yeah, of course, it supports a wide temperature range for really freezing temperatures and or very hot environments. The system has exceptional system gain, so that's combined with a high transmit power and a really good sensitivity thresholds. We are about 6 decibels more than most of the competition in this area. So you do have that extra system gain to go to higher modulations and support more data rates. So even though it's a narrowband radio, you can still squeeze out quite a few bits out of this system over long distance. So how does the unit look like? So from the front panel, we have introduced a LED screen. And with the controls there, and some active LED status information. From the back of the units, this is where all the connections are available. So you'll have a N-type connector going to the antenna. You'll have alarm ports, traffic interfaces, SFP ports that can be used either for traffic or for extension, like redundancy or other diversity configurations, and power. So we offer AC power and DC power. Typically, in all the cases, that would be DC power that's offered. Typically, that would be a NEC 48 DC power. The front panel has control features of the unit, so you can not only check status but also do some basic configuration changes. So that helps if the engineering team doesn't have a laptop on hand on the remote side, and it takes time to connect to it. You can check what's going on with the system right there from the screen available. So you can and you can adjust frequency, transmit power, and some other basic parameters. Of course, the system has extensive user interface. So all you need is a web browser to connect to the unit. Type in its IP address, log in, and you'll see a very easy to use graphical user interface. So you'll see local site information and remote site information. You'll have a transmit power there. You'll have sensitivity, alarms, and yeah, any other performance data to import, export configuration, and ask for troubleshooting files. So all the typical redundancy configurations are also supported. So you can do the hot standby, which is the most typical approach here, where you use a single antenna, connect a coupler, and use the same frequency where one of the units is the primary and the other one is on standby, taking over and switching to if anything happens to the primary link. And then, of course, we have the space diversity configuration. So that helps with the over water links or some long distance temperature inversions or any other potential issues. And one of the unique features is that we offer full redundancy down to interface level. So if you use IP, you can connect each IP cable to each of the units, and if anything happens to one of the units, it will automatically switch to the other system. So fully redundant configuration. Um, so typical applications would be for electric utilities to connect to their substations or over a long distance. So because it is 900 megahertz, it's offering also a near line of sight communications. We do always recommend using individual path analysis. So we have a professional RF team that will offer path loss calculations free of charge. You can use also our online path calculator for that, free of charge again, at SAF online path calculator. And you can build self-healing networks, right? So you can switch from any of the paths. This can be as a redundant path to your fiber or microwave link, or it can be the main path and have a redundancy built into the system. Um, so to recap, um, uh, the the system that we are introducing today is a very long distance. It supports the licensed 900 megahertz bands. It's a narrowband. So you don't have to deal with any interference, so you can get a license with your local regulator. It offers a redundant and non-redundant configurations. It is a very high power system that will uh, yeah, deliver more than 100 miles of distance. It's a very spectral efficient system going up to 256 QAM. And yeah, it will give you up more than a megabit over just a 200 kilohertz channel. The RF is a third generation, so it's a hitless adaptive ACM, so coding and modulation. It is yeah, I will provide you a really high system gain for your system. Okay, time for some questions and quote requests. If you have any projects where you can use the 900 megahertz, feel free to reach out to myself. So the email there was in the first slide, and or reach out to SAF Technica website for any quote requests or additional documentation or data sheets. So we have a team ready to support you.
Thank you, Martin. And I would like to add that Martin 3 as well supports NMS system, and you can monitor the status of the link and of the indoor units on the Zabbix, and then it's already integrated there. And as well, talking regarding the front panel, yeah, it's in some way quite unique panel for our products, because this is the first panel where the port cell is not located on the front panel, but it is located more on the back side. That's because we think that this front panel gives you a unique features that you would not require to use a PC to configure it. I will briefly just show what is capable, what is capable to do with the front panel. So here we have two buttons. The one is actually for the triggering the radio part. You can set it for the transmission, activate the transmission. And the second button is if link is in 1+1 configuration and the one unit is the active one and the second is on the standby mode, you can manually trigger the role switching. In meaning, if you need to check the link or do some maintenance work, you can manually control which of those units is going live actually. And as mentioned before, on the LCD screen, you can actually configure quite a lot of link parameters, as downlink frequency, as well as set the modulation as QAM, change the bandwidth, and etc. As well, you can as well monitor not only the radio part, but as well the Ethernet traffic. And the unit has two counters for the FEC and Ethernet errors. So yes, thank you, and please, if you have any questions, submit it in YouTube, as well in the Facebook and LinkedIn. We are here to answer them. Yeah.
Do we have insight on the how many have joined from US or from other areas? I think we have quite a few people worldwide connected to the stream. So thanks everybody for connecting there. So the marathon equipment has been used for many years in various countries like France, Argentina, in many African countries, and also now with this 900 megahertz band, it's also available for US and Canada market. So looking forward to your questions, and so if anybody needs a data sheet or wants to do a quick path analysis, feel free to reach out. Uh, can we show email address on screen? Where to type some emails?
Sorry, no, we do not have the slide with the contact information actually available for now.
It was on the first slide. It was on the first slide.
Okay, I will find it. Give me 1 second, please. So yes, here you go.
Yeah. So any emails here, or go to our website directly, follow the link of questions or contact page on the website there. So for all the offices. I think that's it for today. I think we provided all the information. If there are no more questions, I think we can conclude our call.
Yeah, thank you, Martin, and thank you all for joining the Marathon 3 webinar, and see you soon. Bye.
Yeah, bye.